Good evening and welcome to our scholarship competition Q&A. Thank you for being here. We're going to keep this pretty simple. I'm going to read through the application and first of all, what the awards are, and then what the rules are in order to participate, and then we can answer any questions at the end. Feel free to put your questions in the chat during this while I'm explaining everything. That way you don't forget them, and then we'll just answer them at the end in order. So let's get started. Okay, so this year is very different for us. The scholarship competition is not just for college students. We are including high school students and recent graduates or entrepreneurs. So the first portion of this is for college students. Our first place winner would get a $2,000 tuition scholarship plus a year of AIBI student membership. And our student membership is just like our regular membership. You get all of the same perks for half the price. So that's pretty great. Our second place would get a $1,000 tuition scholarship plus a student membership for the entire year. For our high school seniors, we are offering a $500 tuition scholarship. This is specifically for students who are going into a fashion program. So keep that in mind when you're applying. It can't be applied to any other programs. It must be a fashion program in an accredited institution. You will get also a one-year AIBI student membership with that. For our entrepreneurs or recent graduates, we can't offer tuition scholarships or actual cash due to regulations, but you will be receiving a full year of AIBI membership, a full year of access to the fashion lab, and a full year of complimentary access to our business of fashion seminars. For those of you who don't know, we typically do 3 to 5 sessions per year, and is a great perk to be able to access those all year long for free. So we think it's pretty great. This is a wonderful way to launch your business without breaking the bank, making it accessible to everyone. The last award would be the People's Choice. So when we air the scholarship competition, which will be on August 26th, we will open up voting for the People's Choice Awards. And you can have your friends vote for you. You can have your family vote for you. Strangers on the internet vote for you. We really want you to promote this far and wide to make sure that we are hearing the people's voice in addition to what the judges have chosen as far as the other awards. This will get you a one-year AIBI membership plus an AIBI t-shirt, which is super cute. It's up on our website if you haven't seen it before. I do want to talk a little bit about the scholarship competition event. So if you have not seen the Discard Disco event that we did in partnership with the Wayshed back in February, you should. It was fantastic. But it will be a very similar setup to that. The videos that each of you is submitting will be shown virtually to our virtual audience, in addition to a couple of entertainment things and such. But we want to showcase all of you on that virtual platform to make it accessible to the world to see. So your families can all watch, friends can all watch, and also potentially future employers can watch so that you can strut your stuff. It's going to be really, really fun. This is the first time that we've done a separate event for the scholarship on its own, and we're really excited about it. It will tie in so at the scholarship competition, we will be announcing the finalists. The judges will have met the week prior and chosen someone, or chosen all of the finalists. And then we will have voting for the People's Choice from that night up until October. And we will be announcing the winner of the scholarship, or the winners of the scholarship at REV UP 2021. which is October 21st. We will have an in-person component for that. So all of our finalists will be invited to join us at the Perillo dealership to party and enjoy themselves. Everyone else will be watching virtually from home. So you will participate in an additional video component for that as well. And we'll have more information about that as we get closer. But that is strictly for our finalists. The judges will have met a week prior to that to pick the winners, but it will be announced live that night. So no one will know anything, including me, until that night, which is really great. Okay, so let's talk about the criteria. For our college level students, each entrant must be a current college student. So this is as of April 30th, 2021. You can be a freshman, you can be a sophomore, junior, senior, it doesn't really matter as long as you are a student on April 30th, 2021. So some of you may have graduated in May or June, and that's completely fine. What is important here, if you win the tuition scholarship, this tuition money goes directly to your school. So it's not a check that is written to you, it is written to your school. So it benefits you to owe money at that point. So if you're graduating, that may not be the case, and you may consider instead applying for the entrepreneur scholarship, which is not a tuition scholarship. Students have to provide a copy of their student ID and their current schedule, and that is the schedule for April 30th, whatever quarter, trimester that is for you. Garment submitted must be original work and created entirely by the student. So we want to know that you came up with this idea, you sourced the materials for this idea, and you made this come together on your own. For our high school students, each entrant must be a high school senior for the 2021-2022 school year in a Chicagoland high school. So this is a broad area. We have come up with within a 50-mile radius of downtown Chicago. So that includes some parts of Indiana. I believe it goes up to the Wisconsin state line. It's a pretty large area that this covers. Again, pretty straightforward. You must be a student for the 2021-2022 school year. So that's starting in August or September of this year. Students must provide a current copy of their student ID and schedule, again, for the 2021-2022 school year. If you do not have your schedules yet, which is possible, I would think that by August you would, but if you don't, just let us know when you will have it and you can submit it a little bit later. Garments submitted must be original work created entirely by the student. Again, we want to know that you have these capabilities of putting this garment together yourself. And then tuition scholarship funds can only be used for college level fashion education. So if you are a senior, you have either been accepted to a fashion program or you've applied to several fashion programs and are waiting to hear back in order to get that tuition scholarship. If you receive the tuition scholarship, you're the winner, and you choose not to enter a fashion program, that money won't be able to be given to the school. But you will still be able to keep the AIBI membership. For the entrepreneurs, each entrant must live in Chicagoland. Again, that is a 50-mile radius from downtown Chicago. And they must be in the process of launching a fashion business. So beginning stages. If you've already been selling either to individuals, to stores, as your main business, you are not an emerging designer. This is to help those who are getting started in this business. The business does not need to be incorporated. Again, that's something we hope that will come from winning this competition and from participating in these things in the future. Not necessary at this point. And garments submitted must be designed by you, but they can be constructed by a separate stitcher. So you can use a contractor if you are not yourself a very good stitcher, qualified stitcher. Sounds better. Okay, as far as timeline, so guidelines were released at the end of April. All the materials are due by August 2nd. So all of that needs to be uploaded to the Dropbox link that's in your application packet by August 2nd at 11:59 p.m. I hope you're not on the website at 11:58, furiously trying to upload things. But we can't make exceptions on that. We have to put the entire show together, and our staff needs that time to do that. The actual showcase, like I said, will take place on August 26th. Likely starting around 6 p.m. I don't think we've released full details on that, and we will be doing that shortly. But we are excited about this one. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And then Rev Up Chicago is happening on October 21st, and that is where we will be announcing the winners of every category. Let's see. Competition rules. Each participant must make an entire wearable garment, and students must design and fully construct their garments themselves. Entrepreneurs can contract out their construction. This item must be able to be worn. So in the videos that you're making, make sure the person is moving around, they're showing the movement. We want to see not only how the garment moves, but also detailed shots of things that you've done to this garment. So keep that in mind. We are only allowing one entry per contestant. So make sure it's the garment that best represents you as a designer. Again, you're uploading everything to a Dropbox link that is in your application packet. And deadlines are final. We cannot consider late entries due to how close of a timeline we have. All entries are judged by AIBI elected judges, and that again will happen the week prior to the event, and no one will know anything until that night. And then the prizes will be awarded to the winners by November 15th, 2021. So whoever wins on October 21st, you will receive whatever your prize is prior to or on November 15th. Any tuition money or membership or things like that, they have to be utilized by December 31st, 2022 in order to be valid. The popular vote for best design will be counted for participants with the most votes via donation-based voting. Contestants are highly encouraged to participate in social media to drive votes for their designs. So again, like the Discard Disco event, I don't remember how much we charged for votes. It's a small amount of money, $2 to $3 per vote, and you can vote for any of the finalists. Actually, any of the contestants. They don't even have to be finalists in order for you to vote for them. And then participants must follow also Michigan guidelines to be considered for the scholarships. So what you actually need to submit. Your photos, we want 2 to 3 still photos of the garment on a model. As professional photos as you can get. iPhones take amazing photos these days. It's not hard to do anymore. So we encourage you to take several and just pick the best 2 to 3 that you get. We do want a headshot of every contestant, and we are having a headshot workshop this summer that you can utilize if you don't already have a headshot, and Kat can talk a little bit about that at the end. And then a 2 to 3 sentence short bio. So small, nothing, we don't need a, encyclopedia. Media release, so both your contestants, so whoever is applying for the scholarship, and the model have to sign a media release form. And that is the last page of this application packet. For your model, you can use anyone. They do not have to be a professional model. They can be any gender, any size, any color. It really doesn't matter who your model is, whoever you feel best represents the garment that you have made. As far as music, you must choose music from the Soundstripe website. The link is in the application packet. Once you've chosen your song, just add the link to it to your application, and our producer will put the music on your video for you. You can also choose to talk during your video. That's up to you, but we have to have non-licensed or licensed music for this event. So the producer said this is the easiest way to do it. We'll just give him the link and he'll put the music on there for you. The finished video must be 1 to 1.5 minutes. It cannot be longer than 1.5 minutes because otherwise we'll all be sitting for this event for 6 hours. And that's just not good for anyone. We need you to film in landscape mode, again, because this event is being mostly streamed through either TVs or laptops, and that is the best way for it to include your garment in motion on the model, as well as close-up details, which I said before. And then be creative with your location. Go around Chicago. We're trying to show off what our beautiful city is and has to offer. We would love to see you guys sharing on social media. We have a hashtag Rev Up Chicago Scholarship. And I mean, obviously, we're not asking you to show your final garment to the world, but we would love to see some work in progress photos and things like that leading up to the event. Create a little bit of hype, especially since you hopefully are trying to get votes for that audience favorite. As far as the application, it's a very simple application. It asks for your name, your school, or your company if you're an entrepreneur, what grade level you are at, your address. Again, that address is to make sure that you live in the Chicagoland area. Phone, email, your Instagram and Facebook, your garment description. If you don't have an Instagram or Facebook, just write that on there and let us know. And then the link for the music selection, and then your signature and date. And then again, the last page is that media release. So yeah, do we have any questions? So you can submit to both. I think if on the 26th you are chosen as a finalist in the scholarship competition, you would then have to make a choice if you want to participate in Rev Up.
Oh, here's a question.
Okay.
Amber, you said that the popular choice is going to be voted on with your dollars, with the audience dollars. Where does that money go to?
Yes. So that money actually goes to fund the scholarship program. So all of the donations are for the Apparel Industry Foundation. That is our philanthropic arm. That is what Rev Up is for, and they are the ones who are giving out all of these scholarships. So all of the donations from this year fund next year's scholarship, just like the donations from last year funded this year's scholarship.
Awesome. Any other questions? I feel like you were very comprehensive, Amber. You had extra.
That's a first. I think you and I put a lot of work into this application to make it as data heavy as we could. So there was very little, I think, left for interpretation.
And I know that it's a lot of pages, but if anybody has questions, you can always reach out to us later, whether it's Amber or myself via the website contact form, or if you want to email me, Kat, at memberservices@aibi.com. Can do.
Yes, absolutely. You can always contact us if you have any additional questions.
Mm-hmm.
And we are recording this. We will be posting this up on our YouTube. You can watch as many times as you like. I'm tired of hearing my own voice, but you may not be.
It's always nice to be able to go back to things if you have questions.
It's true.
All right.
Well, thank you everyone for coming, and we look forward to seeing all of your submissions.